and welcome back to the Finnish countryside.
Oi, mitä sieltä paljastuu? Ei, mä en näe mitään. What?
We have been crossing off a lot of small tasks from our to-do list, including finishing a support pillar, fixing some log damage and restoring our front door. We also have a new family member. So let's take a better look at what has happened in the past month. So here in our kitchen, we ended up fixing this rotten log ourselves, because we're really trying to save every penny we can. This log is in a very tricky spot, so we had to do it using hand tools. I also finally finished restoring a second window for this kitchen. We installed it in the same way as the previous one. Birch bark on the bottom to prevent water damage, attached it with metal plates, and the gaps we filled with flax tow, which I have called linen strip before, because that's exactly what it's called in Finnish.
The log repair is moving on a bit slowly. It will be done one day, but today we're gonna have a bit of a break from that because we need to move about 3 tons of concrete mix. What's nice about that is that that's simple and there's probably not gonna be any obstacles or problems. I'm actually looking forward to this. This will be nice.
There's a charge in the room. I can feel all the fire rising. I'll handle with care. We will honor this tender space, giving time to let go. Peace comes as we
Sorry for my voice, got sick again. So yeah, I am now painting this door, and because the paint color that I wanted was not available immediately when I wanted to buy it, I went and bought another brand, and the brand is Ottosson. I don't know how to say that, a Swedish brand again, linseed oil paint. They recommend different methods oh my god, before glazing. With these paints they suggest that you should first paint a base layer with 30% of the paint and 70% of this raw linseed oil. When I was using Allback paint, linseed oil paint, they said that you should put shellac in the rabbet. It's a bit different. I'm a bit confused still, but I think I'll figure it out. So I just glued the wooden trims just in case. I like to glue just in case. And now I'm waiting for the glue to dry and I'm gonna make the mix of these. I need to stop talking now and yeah.
peace comes as we pause, breathing in deep until there's
how this color looks like. Of course it's thin now, but it's really thin. Okay, weird. The color seems nice. So when I bought the door, it had a spot for 4 window panes, but it only had 1, and I don't like it. I want to see through the window, so I don't like this. It looks nice, but I don't want it in this door. So I read that you can actually remove this using acetone. It works, but it's slow, and I don't have the patience right now. So I brought 2 window glass pieces from our barn. These are from old windows that we took apart. So I got left with a bunch of old window glass. For cutting the glass, I'm using this Nikken cutter. This is actually not sharp at all, but it cuts the glass like a knife.
I haven't cut glass in a long time, and I didn't have any scrap pieces left to test on, so I wasn't very confident here. And what usually happens to doubtful hands? This was the first time that I broke a whole big sheet of glass, but I think it was bound to happen at some point. So let's move on to the next victim.
Okay, change of plans. I broke the other window, but I noticed that I have messed up in another way too. There's something that's not coming off. This problem may occur when glass is stored on a wet surface. I have been fool enough to store these in a pile. These have been in our barn. It doesn't rain in, but it's like outside temperature and moisture. But I am gonna try and see if I can somehow make that better.
Now, I ain't no chemist, but I just came across with this instruction online to try and rub away the corrosion from the glass. So let's give it a try.
If this doesn't work, I have a pile of old window glass that I have ruined. All of a sudden, scraping this one feels a lot easier. So there's only dishwasher liquid and water here. I'm gonna see if this comes off. It's better than it was when I started, but still it's clearly not done. At least something works. I got it clean. I don't have a newspaper here, so I'm using coffee filters instead. See what happens. Okay, let's see. I can still definitely see it here. Now I just need to think if this really is something that's gonna bug me, or if I'm just gonna stop caring and use this anyway.
Yeah, I stopped caring. Problem solved.
Shut your mouth, I've got something to say. Not only you, been got so many miles to walk.
This is my first time glazing something and using wooden trims instead of putty and glazing wire, so I can only hope this works and the window panes won't fall off.
What's the question?
But now, it's time to introduce our new family member. A chainsaw. You saw it coming. It was a big investment, but it will save us hours and hours of time and eventually money too. First some practice to get to know the machine, and then let's move on to the log patch. Thanks to the chainsaw, we can now pull off doing the lock replacements and patches by ourselves, which is a huge saving.
Vähän joutuu ottaa tästä. Missä sä oot? Pientä tämmöstä kiikkulauta efektiä tässä kyllä on.
I am so happy with the result.
Oi, mitä sieltä paljastuu? What? Siellä on seinä! Hei, mä en näe mitään. Ei, miten hieno! Siis meillähän on tommonen tila
valo! Ota, laita sinne valon päälle. Ei, aika hienoa! Siis tämähän on niinku... Täällähän on lämminkin vielä. Mitä ei? Siis mietit... Nyt mä oon innoissani. Tähän tulee se taso. Ja tästä mä käyn ulos. Tää näyttää ihan siltä, mitä mä kuvittelin. Ei, miten hienoa!
Hiring this job out killed our budget, but I feel like every penny was worth it. It would have taken a decade for us to pull this off. And every year we have to stay in another apartment while fixing this house costs us thousands of euros.
Just saw a rat coming from there and hopping into that bush. And even though I like rats, like pet rats, having them here on the plot is not very good. I don't feel comfortable using those toxins or toxic like poisons, rat poisons. Because I've heard they're very painful for the rats and they die slowly and in pain, so that's not what I want for them. They're innocent even though they're harmful for us. Eli tuleeko tähän huonetilaan niinku 3, sitten vintille 1? Ja tähän niinku ylin tuohon, eli johonkin tähän sitten seuraava ja alintaan. Käydä.
We are now installing the support beams in the kitchen. Here inside the house we already had the beam in its place, which we installed when we were installing the ceiling beams.
When the party is over, problems. Well, damn it, I don't care, 'cause everyone has gone.
But now it's time to try and get the outside beam flush and attached to the wonky wall. I have been stressing out for this for a long time, so let's see how this goes.
It's over. You are still the one. Can't
We started by moving stuff out of the way and then draw all the bumps and crannies of the log wall into a board to use it as a pattern to cut the beam to fit.
But I know we can solve them, 'cause everyone has gone home. But she still dances with me when the party is over. Problems, well damn it, I don't care, 'cause everyone has gone home. But she still dances with me when the party is over.
Aika hyvä. Tuolla on joku pykälä vähän. Mäpäs kiipeen tonne vielä.
Pretty impressed for a guy who has owned a chainsaw for 2 days. First we loosely screwed the beam in its place and drilled holes for the threaded rods. And even though the wall is ancient and probably won't settle anymore, we are making sure the beams won't become load-bearing by making some room for the rods, just in case. I try my best to recognize every new skill we have gained during this process. Because just a few years ago, everything we are doing on this video was something we had never tried, let alone thought we would or could be doing. I will forever be amazed at how far a human can get with just a big load of grit and willpower and a lot of YouTube videos to learn to do those things.